What's up guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I am going to be telling you guys my COVID experience. First of all, it's been a hot minute since I've posted. I don't even know when the last video I posted was, but it was definitely months ago. And there are a few reasons to that. The main one is just because I've gotten really self-conscious about my channel. Some specific people have discovered this channel and they like to kind of poke fun at it. Let's just say I've gotten really self-conscious, and my mom even asked me, she was like, I haven't seen you like film in a while, and I was like, yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna continue my channel. And the thing is, I love making videos even though I don't have like a boatload of subscribers. Like, I don't know, it's just something I love to do. And so when this specific person tells me his friends are poking fun at my videos and kind of teasing me, it makes me like second guess, why am I even doing this? So basically, like I said, in this video I'm going to be telling you guys about my COVID experience, and then I will be diving into why it was literally the worst timing it could have possibly been. And I'm not gonna lie, it put me in a pretty dark place for a week or two. Without further ado, let's get into the video and I will start explaining. So I was telling people that my symptoms started on Saturday, but looking back on it, they actually started Friday night, but I didn't think much of it because it was just a headache. Now, I don't get headaches very often, so I was kind of concerned because my sister was sick at the time. She had started symptoms Tuesday, but at the time, didn't really think much of it. I went to bed with a headache. I was like, okay, maybe I have a cold, or the main reason I'll get headaches is from lack of sleep. So I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, try to go to bed early, which didn't end up happening. I literally sat in bed staring at my ceiling because I couldn't fall asleep. But woke up the next morning and it had not gone away. I also woke up with kind of a sore throat and a scratchy throat, but once again, didn't think much of it because those are literally just cold symptoms. Like, and sometimes I'll just wake up with a random sore throat anyways. And it got better throughout the day also. My headache wasn't as bad, my throat didn't hurt as bad as time went on. That's the day we went to get our tree. This was December 4th, and we had just had the football game December 3rd, the day before, obviously. And I think that's also why I didn't think much of it, because I get like so into the games. Like, I was screaming with my friends, oh my gosh, like it's our last year, like we're seniors. We have one more game after this because we had won that one. And then we were moving on to states. And we were screaming at each other like, one more game. We have one more game. We're doing this again next week. Like, I just get really into the games in general. So I'm just screaming the entire night basically. So back to what I was saying, December 4th was the Saturday. We went to go get our Christmas tree, and I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to come along because, first of all, I wanted to hang out with him because we were both out of town for the entirety of Thanksgiving break. So we hadn't seen each other in about a week. And let me tell you, my attachment issues are awful. Let me tell you, it was so hard, like, not being able to see him. So anyways, he came to get our tree, and he also helped my dad tie the tree to the top of the car because previous years we have not had good luck with tying Christmas trees to the top of our car. There was one year we literally had to pull over and retie it because it was falling off, and it was really embarrassing and it was not a fun time. So he helped with that because he knows literally how to do everything. He left shortly afterwards. The Ohio State game was on against Michigan. First of all, not even gonna talk about the outcome of that game. He left during halftime, and first of all, he didn't kiss me goodbye, which at the time I was like overthinking. I am a really bad overthinker, especially in this relationship. I don't know when there's been a time that I haven't been overthinking in this relationship. But he didn't kiss me goodbye. And at the time, I was like really sad about it. But then I was just like, okay, well, first of all, I woke up with a headache that I never get. And my throat was sore and scratchy and whatever. I was sniffling because we were out in the cold, which happens whether I'm sick or not. So I was like, maybe he just didn't want to kiss me because I could possibly be coming down with something. So I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever, I don't care. And looking back on it, thank God he didn't kiss me, because the next day I found out I had COVID. Now, my family is not, well, okay, correction. My dad's side of the family and like me and my sister are not like huge COVID freaks, but my mom is. They're divorced, whatever, you know. It doesn't cause many conflicts until we actually got the virus. We are not like huge terrified of COVID people, and we all agreed we probably had COVID when it was like a huge thing still, which not that it went away, but when we had lockdown and then we went back to school and whatever, us as a family agreed we probably had it at some point, but we never got tested. We continued going to school because they were just cold symptoms. There was no reason to test. So we probably had it at one point, didn't affect us too badly. But this time, the only reason we tested was because my sister on Saturday said she like could not taste anything. So we were like, great. Let's just say my mom was not happy. She grabbed some COVID tests when she came to pick us up from my dad's house Sunday night, and my sister tested, and shocker, she was positive. My mom was not happy. She literally shouted cuss words, and she was actually really dramatic about it, which made me really mad because I was trying to watch my show. So that means I had a test because I started having symptoms, whatever. I was positive. I was so upset, like more than the average person, because the state championships game was that Friday. My last football game ever to perform at. And I heard my dad say, like, we need to try to find a way for her to be able to perform because she cannot miss her last game. Newsflash, I missed my last game. I get really emotional talking about it if you couldn't tell. We called the health department because we didn't know what the quarantine required amount of days was and whatever, because obviously it used to be 2 weeks, but like we haven't stayed caught up on like the changes they've made. So my mom called the health department on Monday, and they basically said you have to be in quarantine for 10 days since symptoms started. If only my symptoms started like when my sisters did, but they didn't. My sister's last day of quarantine was Thursday, the day before our game, and mine was the Monday after the game. So I missed a whole week and 1 day of school and was not able to perform at the football game. So I probably shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I went to the game anyways with my dad. But I wore a mask because the whole reason I couldn't go was because I was still contagious, supposedly. Hence why it's 10 days, even if you're feeling perfectly fine, which I was feeling a lot better by then. The main thing was just dizziness. And so I wore a mask the entire time. I kept my distance from people. Literally everybody knew I was there. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. And let me tell you, I cried the entire time my team was performing. I cried the entire week I found out, like leading up to the game. I cried a lot. Every time I thought about it, I cried because my sister got to go out there and I didn't. And she has 2 more years and I have not even a day left. So my friends were equally as upset as I was. They did not let me hear the end of not being able to go out there. They were very upset with my sister, and like everybody I've talked to, I said I know I shouldn't be upset with her because it's not her fault. It's not like she gave me COVID on purpose. But the fact that she got to go out there and I didn't, that's what I'm holding a grudge on. And the entire week I was so bitchy to her, I'm not even gonna lie. And everybody I've talked to, even my teachers I've talked to, when I said like I'm holding a grudge and like it's gonna be hard for me to forgive her, they said, oh, I completely understand, like I'd be the same way. So like don't think I'm like a psycho. But it was hard seeing my team out there without me. We won states, by the way. So the other team were dicks. We did pregame because they didn't have a band, even though they were the home team for whatever reason. Even though we were in the #1 seat since we won state last year. But anyways, they booed us during pregame. And then I went to their side because we were supposed to do halftime facing them since they're the home team. But since they were so mean, we ended up facing our own side. But when I did go over there, because I was going to watch halftime, they were like cussing our team out. Like they were so mean. And they actually found my one friend's TikTok about us at states. And they were commenting like, you guys didn't deserve that. Like it was 14-14, like there's no, like you guys shouldn't have won. First of all, it was 7-0, we were winning, and then you guys scored right before halftime. And then it was 14-7, and then you guys scored to catch up to 14-14, and then we scored again to win the game. So we were always scoring before them. So like that whole, it was tied, like yeah, it was, but who scored first? Us. So that was really hard for me. I still had fun, like being there with my dad and stuff like that, but it was like really hard. And like I said, we took safety precautions since we were supposedly contagious still. So yeah, anyways, back to my symptoms. My headache continued for majority of the week. And it hurt the left side of my head specifically really bad. I was also super tired. I'm normally a pretty tired individual. I take naps every day after school if I don't have something like planned. I would wake up around like 8 or 9, sometimes 10. I fell asleep unintentionally. Like I tried to keep myself awake, but I just couldn't. I slept from probably 1:30 in the afternoon all the way to 6:30 or 7. And if I take naps like after school, it takes a little bit of time to be able to fall asleep at night, like for bed. But I had no like problem falling asleep even after having a freaking full night's rest nap. And then I started losing my sense of taste and smell probably Wednesday or Thursday, and it's still not back completely. I think it's slowly getting there. And back to the dizziness that I was talking about, I probably almost fell down the stairs 1 to 2 times a day. I was also so freaking bored. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I ran out of things to watch on YouTube. Okay, back to the football game also, the reason it's hard for me to get over this is because it doesn't feel like I have closure for like the season and being a majorette. At the game the week before, like my friends and I were shouting, we're doing it again next week, like our last game is next week. And little did I know that that was my last game. And Courtney had COVID during that game too, we just didn't know. So that's another reason I'm so upset about it, is because she got to perform still, since we didn't know. And she never missed a game. But now I'm never gonna perform on a football field again, and it just seems like I never had the feeling of this is my last game while performing. Even though like during playoffs I should have had that feeling like this could be my last game, but it's not the same as like knowing this is my last game. And our football team's really good, clearly, so we kind of knew we were going to make it to states again. The thing is, competition season is during the off season of football. Everybody's like, you still have competition. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the same. The atmosphere is different. Performing on a football field is so much different than going to a competition. The atmosphere is different. The vibe is different. Yeah, it's the same girls, but it's like, it's not the same. Sorry for the sudden, probably quality and audio change. My camera memory card ran out of memory, so I'm filming the rest of this on my phone. I guess that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. Subscribe. Comment down below videos you would like to see next, because I'm running out of, like, I don't have any more ideas. Comment down below videos you would like to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!